on, guys? We are back.
Yeah! And we are back!
Oh,
what's going on, brother?
How you doing?
Good, bro. How are you?
Not bad.
What's happening?
Am I gonna start talking and you're gonna be like, no one cares?
No. I'm good today. No, I'm good.
Happens every podcast.
No, it
He's
doesn't.
like, what's going on? I start talking, he's like, bro, no one cares.
No,
Who's that
everyone doesn't care. But anyway, how are you?
Yeah. No, I'm good. Just finished my last exam.
Beautiful. How was that?
It was alright.
Was it 9 years you've been studying?
9 years, mate. 55 exams.
That's crazy, wow.
55 exams in just this course. Not to mention my old degree too.
That's intense. Have you studied for 9 years?
No, that's impressive.
It's not bad.
Well done.
Not bad. But I still got, I'm gonna hand in one more assignment and then I'll be done.
Beautiful.
And then yeah.
Well, who's our special guest, mate? I'm good. I'm just chilling, doing my thing. No exams, no 9 years of study.
No. I see you're growing a bit of a mo.
Yeah, so I got my mo from November happening. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah.
It's very weird. It's like a pool cleaner or some shit.
You look like a 40-year-old Lebo milk bar.
I am a 40-year-old level, especially because I haven't shaved my head. I look bad. It's really bad. That's why I'm wearing a hat.
So,
who's our special guest?
Our
Enough
special
about
guest.
me. Who's our special guest?
I'm gonna tell you.
Thanks,
let me talk. A special guest. Her name is Alex.
Alex,
Hey guys, how you going? Oh, thank you.
welcome.
Thanks.
So when
Thanks for having me.
you talk, you just hold the mic.
Yeah, like that?
So some people they talk like this. And
Yeah.
Hi guys, my name is blah blah blah. I can't hear shit.
So right up here?
Yeah, that's
okay,
good.
cool.
Like you're about to bust the rap.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's good? What's good? So Alex, tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, okay, so obviously my name is Alex.
Yeah. What's your last name?
McNeill.
McNeill. Actually, I knew that. I just forgot. I actually knew that. I just forgot. Her name's Alex from Girls Who Lift Australia.
Yes.
Literally, yeah. So I compete in powerlifting. I also run a female-only strength program for women,
Yep.
which is really, really exciting. So we're at week 4 of that at the moment. So I'm an athlete as well as a coach.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Can you tell us, so how did you get into this and what did you do prior before you got into actually strength training and all that type of stuff? And
Yep.
how did Girls Australia come about, or Girls Who Lift Australia come about?
Awesome. Okay, so so I've always, I guess, been into training, maybe not necessarily weight training. I've played soccer for like 16 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then
At
I
a
got
high level?
yeah, so I played in America and China.
Oh wow. Oh,
yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
group like team sports is sort of my background. And then I got injured, so I got into weights like a little bit, but I would be that kind of person that would sort of rock up to the gym, be like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, sit on a machine for a while, YouTube it, like work out actually how to, use any machines really. So I was kind of that person for, I guess, a few years before I started working out what to actually do in a gym,
Yep.
how to train properly. And I loved it, and I love training, and I love weight training. And Girls Who Lift is my recent baby, so we're at week 4.
Yeah. Recent baby.
No, I've got a few of them. No, don't really know anyone. So basically, I don't want women to walk into gyms and not knowing what they're doing. I want them to feel really empowered when they walk in, and to have a program that is going to get them towards their goals. But I guess specifically focusing on strength, because I know personally how empowering that is, feeling really strong. Rather than, I guess, just focusing on aesthetics.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. So we were talking before. You said you had a corporate background.
Yep.
So what made you move into PT?
Yeah.
And leave the corporate environment?
Yeah, sure. So I think, so I studied a Bachelor of Business, as I mentioned before, and then I jumped into the corporate world thinking that's sort of what you're supposed to do after uni, and I realised, very shortly that wasn't for me. So I originally was in more of a sales role within a gym, and then I guess like the reason why this sort of started. So I lost my best friend from suicide.
Oh,
Yeah, so that was,
Sorry,
thank you. That was about a year ago. And literally from that week, I was like, fuck it, like this is,
It's like a life-changing sort of thing.
totally, sorry, obviously I don't care about this, like I don't share this often on like social media or at all. But that's when I was like, you know what, like I don't want people, and especially women, feeling like, they don't have anything to live for, like I wanted to give them I guess, a purpose and feel like they're part of a community. And that's really how I got started, in becoming a PT, and that's where my passion comes from.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So in terms of like your powerlifting and your competing, what made you start competing? Was it again like to challenge yourself even further, or was it?
Yeah, for sure. So I guess for me, training is very therapeutic, as it is for a lot of people, and I just needed at that time just to give myself something to really focus on. And I was like, you know what, this is fucking good. Like, this helps so much. Like, I want to be able to give this to other people. And I guess as I kept training and getting stronger, I got approached to do a comp, and I guess I was like, oh, like, am I that strong? Like, you know, I knew I was strong, but I didn't know that I was competitive. And then, I guess I decided, fuck it, like, I'll compete, and here I am.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges you've had to face with trying to convince women to actually lift weights and not be scared of lifting weights?
Yeah, okay, so that's a really good question. So there's still obviously that misconception that weights are going to make you bulky, and you're going to look like a man and all those crazy things. So I guess for me, I like to show women that you can be super feminine and lift heavy weights as well. You definitely don't have to be one or the other, or you don't. You can be, you know, whatever you want to be. And also, gaining muscle, being a female and gaining muscle is so difficult. Like, I wish it was as easy as doing one bicep curl and, you know, getting down. Yeah, exactly.
I think we all wish
That's the thing, but I think that's a stigma behind it. Like, females think, or some females think, if I lift too heavy, I'm going to be too bulky, I'm going to have all these muscles.
That's because there's a lot of bad information out there as well, so it's good that you've got people like yourselves trying to break that stigma, which is awesome. So.
But again, like, you know, some people listen might not like what I'm going to say next, but it's fact, like, physiologically and biologically, males and females are different. We have different hormones. So for females, it is a lot harder to put on muscle.
Totally.
Especially if you're going to do it naturally.
Yeah, exactly. And I think when you look at photos of girls that might be super jacked, like, that's not natural. And like, that's what people need to understand as well.
Yeah, because I see them, they get scared of that. Yeah, that's fair.
Exactly. And then I think once they start lifting weights and getting strong, they're like, okay, now this is actually cool. Like, I like how this feels. Yeah.
And do you find like doing like more of the powerlifting stuff, like the squats, the bench, and the dead, like, do you find that to be a lot more like beneficial for your clients as opposed to like going to the gym and just doing like your machines and?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I see you're also like an F45 trainer too, so that's great. Like, that's a lot of functional stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that in terms of training the way I like to train, it's definitely more of the compound movements of the bench, squat and deadlifts. And they're obviously super beneficial in terms of strength, but as well as changing your body composition. And then I guess group training has other pros. So like, the reason why I like F45 is, you know, and people can say what they want about F45 training, but
I'm just listening.
I guess like it's similar to what you guys do. Like,
so I can't say shit. So like, I'll never knock it. For me, I'm very much whatever gets people moving. I'm happy with. I don't mind what it is. You can do powerlifting, do Zumba, you can do F45. As long as it's getting people moving and they're getting healthy, I don't really mind what it is you're doing. That's it.
Yeah, and I think one of the pros is actually training with a group of people.
Yeah, I love it.
It's networking and it's mingling.
Yeah,
like it also makes them feel welcome as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, a lot of people, they think, oh, I'm going to step into like an F45 or like a place that does group fitness classes. There can be all these people that are going to feel intimidated, they're going to feel shy, but then you convince them, like, once you get in here and you meet people, you make more friends. It's an environment, like, you become part of an environment, part of the team.
But you would have the same issue, I'm assuming, with new girls wanting to come try out your stuff. So what are some stuff you've had to have done to like sort of break that barrier down for these women?
Yeah, for sure. So I guess at the start of the program, we all sit down before we even start and talk about our why and, you know, why we're there. And, you know, for some people, it is just so they feel comfortable, confident going into a gym. And then for others, for sure. You know, for others, they just want to be part of a crew and, you know, a group of girls. So I guess figuring out what their why is and being able to help them achieve that.
I like that. What's been the biggest transition? Like, what's been the hardest thing transitioning from the corporate world into the PT world?
Okay.
You're welcome.
Question again.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's a good question. The hardest thing? So I mean, look, no one likes getting up at 4 o'clock every day, but, you know...
4 o'clock, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, no, I'm dedicated. I'm not that dedicated.
So you have clients that early at like 5 o'clock?
Yeah. So, the early starts, but I mean, you kind of... that's minimal compared to what you get out of it.
Yeah.
I think first, I guess for anyone who's wanting to transition into the coaching space, it is really hard to begin with. You know, like you go from a big pay cut, and you have to build yourself up and build your business up. But I think ultimately, if you're passionate about that and that's what you want to do, you will do well at it, as well as obviously being educated about what you're doing. Yeah, I think you just have to be super, super passionate and love what you do.
110%.
Otherwise, I'm sure you guys have seen people come in and out of the space.
Big churn and burn, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
100%. Do you find like doing what you do, like, and seeing all your clients getting very beneficial results, like does it make you feel satisfied with what you do?
Yeah, for sure. I think so when we do sort of 8-week challenges and things like that, like the physical changes are fantastic, but when I see someone, you know, rip 100 kilos off the floor deadlifting, I'm like, that gets me going. Like, fuck yes.
For
like,
sure.
that's, seeing their face after, you know, they achieve something like that they previously didn't think that they can achieve, like that's the reason why, you know, I get out of bed so early.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, just quickly going back to the transitioning into the PT life.
Yeah.
What's some advice you'd give like new beginner PTs to inspire them to keep doing what they're doing?
Yeah, for sure. So I think one of the most important things, so like I've already mentioned, you have to really be passionate about helping people.
Yeah.
It's not glamorous. It's not.
Yeah, it's not what you see on Instagram.
Exactly. It's not what you see on Instagram.
Yeah.
So that's the most important thing. Totally, I know. Yeah.
Let's not get into that. We all use it.
You got 2 hours. Let's go.
Yeah.
But I think the second thing that often gets missed is the education part. I think if you want to be a good PT, certificate 3 and 4 doesn't cut it.
Yeah.
That's just your entry point. I think you should be continuously educating yourself.
110%. So
Nutrition, everything else. Yeah, for
and
sure.
with your own powerlifting, you have your own coach?
Yep. So I've got my own coach, his name's JD.
Yep.
I'll train with him 3 days a week and then 1 day a week by myself. And he's been a massive support, but I'm very lucky to have a good crew around me as well.
Like my cousin Patrick.
Yes, like Pat.
But before we touch on my cousin Patrick, so what's JD, was it?
Yeah.
So do you learn a lot from him as well, not just for yourself, but stuff you can take from him and apply to other people you train as well?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's probably one of the most passionate people I've ever met.
Yep.
And in terms of just wanting people to succeed, like he will do anything.
That's awesome. You need people like that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming he's been in the game for a while?
Ages, yeah. Like, I think he started training people in like the late 70s, early 80s.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've seen him at the com, I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice, there you go. But now let's talk about my cousin Patrick.
Yes.
Have you ever seen an animal like that at the age of 19? What is that?
I know.
How old is he? 19?
He's 19. He's
crazy, I know.
He just deadlifted 275 at his comp at 80 kilos.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is that?
He's crazy. Like I said before, like when he told me he was 19, I was like, you're like joking.
Yeah.
He's got a really good future. He's got a good mentality. He's a really hard worker. He's going to do really well.
100%.
Yeah.
And how is it training with someone like that?
It's good. No, I'm like his older sister. Yeah. Like we spend a lot of time together, but it's good. Like we're super supportive of each other. Like he supports Girls Who Lift. I support Powerlifting Club that he runs.
Yep. We got to go down to that.
For sure. You guys, definitely come down.
100%.
Yeah. It's awesome training with him. We've got a really, really good crew at Body World. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what are your plans in terms of comp and stuff like that?
Yep. So next year my goal is to qualify for Pro Raw.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'm thinking at the moment of potentially going up a weight category, but staying a similar weight, but also seeing how that goes. But yeah, so qualify for Pro Raw. I would love a 500 total at some point in the next couple of years.
Beautiful.
Just go as far as I can go in powerlifting.
So in terms of your current lifts, like what are they?
Yep. So my 1 rep max, which I'll be doing them all again because they're a lot more than this, I think, now. But last time I tested it, my squat is 150. Yeah. My bench is 95, but I've definitely got 100 in me. Yep. And my deadlift's 150.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What body weight?
65.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Squat and dead is the same. Jeez,
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but my squats, I would say, is more looking at 170 at the moment.
So stronger, you reckon?
Yeah, deadlifts are not my thing.
No?
Yeah.
Why is that? You just.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish I knew. Like, I would happily bench every day.
That's very rare.
Yeah.
To hear someone say that, yeah, fair enough.
Especially for most girls, obviously, like to probably deadlift more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure.
Do you find yourself like you go through stages of which lift you like better? Or is it always
Yeah.
like, I like bench, fuck everything else?
Bench is always number one.
Yeah.
Squats and deadlifts kind of interchange, but now my squats are feeling really good. So I want like 200 squat, 200 deadlift, 100 plus bench. That's
200
the
squat,
goal.
Jesus.
I'm bad at squatting. I'm so bad at squatting. I was good at one stage, not anymore.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And what's your future plans now with Girls Who Lift Australia?
Yeah. So we'll finish off our first intake. So we've got another 3 weeks left, and then we'll launch again next year. And then our plans are to launch online. So
Beautiful.
we want to give access to everyone all over the world.
Awesome.
So they'll be able to do their program in their own gym with videos, with our support.
And they have that constant support.
Totally.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fucking oath. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Who do you run it with?
So I ran it with my really good friend Caitlin.
Yep.
So I came up with the idea, and she was like, "Fuck yeah, like let's do it."
Yeah.
She's been the best support. She's an awesome coach, really good friend. She's actually a pro bodybuilder.
Okay.
So we've got the powerlifting and bodybuilding aspect of Girls Who Lift.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like
yeah.
it.
Awesome. Very nice. And has she
Yeah.
been doing it like roughly the same time as you, or?
Pretty much. She went from marketing full time to now PTing full time.
Oh, right, okay.
So we've got similar stories. But she's had like an amazing weight loss journey, and now we just share the same passion of wanting to inspire people to feel really good about
I
themselves.
feel like that's how a lot of PT careers start. Like they start in like that corporate environment or
Yeah.
whatever, and then like they have like this, like they win a comp, whether it's bodybuilding or powerlifting or whatever, and then they're just like, you know what, I love this.
Yeah.
I want to do it full time.
Yeah, exactly.
Happens to a lot of people.
Yeah. I think they realise how good they can feel, and then they just want to make other people feel like that.
Even with guys who own like boxing, kickboxing gyms, the same thing. Like
Yeah.
they compete a couple of times. Like, you know, I love this. I want to teach
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, having your background in business and her background in marketing, does that help with your business now?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So she is just a marketing whiz, like anything to do with our website or
She's
anything
smashing
like
it.
that. She's awesome. Even our merch line that we're getting, where that is on its way. She's
Nice.
like all over.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's really, that's her. So,
Beautiful. It seems like it makes it a lot easier for everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
100%. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up. Okay. Thank you very much, Alex McNeill.
Alex
Yeah.
McNeill, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Before we finish though, do you have like anything else you want to say to anyone like starting fresh in the PT industry besides like what you said before, or do you have a last message for anyone you want to say?
I just think as cheesy as it sounds, like life's so short, right? So
Yeah.
you might as well just go for it if that's what you want to do. And if worst case comes to worst and it doesn't work out, then at least you tried. Yeah.
Fucking oath, I agree, 110%.
Yeah, spot on. Spot on.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Alright, we're going to end it there. That's it. Thank you very much, guys. Peace out. I'm not going to freestyle.
So yeah, normally like we like.
I normally
He'd
freestyle.
freestyle. He'd be
Oh,
like,
really?
He'd be like, oh, give me a word. Like the special guest would be like, give me a word.
And then you start rapping.
And then I start rapping.